Well, it's been a long time since I've made a video. I guess the last video I made on this bike was when I smashed it to death on Highway 25 in Dunavant. Went through that hairpin turn and caught some gravel, some loose gravel in the outside corner of that curve, and before I knew I was wrecking and smashed right into a road sign. Did a fair amount of damage to the bike, but was actually able to ride it home. The most major repair in terms of expense was the exhaust. I had to replace the entire exhaust system. It was crushed up pretty good. I had a full stain tune exhaust system on there, and went with the MRD stubby pipe full system with the replacement. And I actually think I really like the stain tune, but I think the MRD sounds better. It's got a better tone. It's deeper somehow, even though it's a stubby pipe. They both have really big header pipes, the diameter of the pipe, but for whatever reason the tone's just better out of the MRD. I don't know if it's really any louder than the stain tune, because the stain tune's pretty loud, but the MRD is a loud pipe. It's kind of what it's known for, is being a really loud pipe. This is not going to be a super interesting video. I just wanted to put something out there so the people, the handful of subscribers I do have, know that I'm alive and the bike is repaired. And I hope to be doing some more videos soon. It is August the 12th, 2016. I will be riding at the Little Talladega GP track the 24th of September, so just a little over a month, I guess about a month and a week from now, I'll be doing a track day, and I'll obviously record that. What in the world are we doing here? I hate these kind of situations where I'm stopped just over a hill, can't see what's going on around me, just so some moron can parallel park a half a block away from where there's ample parking. But anyway, so within the month, I should have some track day footage from the GP track in Talladega. It's not the Talladega track that everybody thinks of, you know, the NASCAR track, obviously, but it's very nearby there. I think it's actually in Mumford, Alabama. But I'll be doing a track day there and hopefully get some good track day footage. It's a track, in Barber, I'm here in Birmingham, so there's Barber Motorsports Park, which I've done plenty of track days for and worked Keith Code Superbike School back in the day with my ZX-10R. And it's a fast track. It's got a lot of straights, a fair amount of straightaways. It's a fast track, good for a leader bike. I would love to take the SuperMoto out to Barber just at least once, just for the experience, but it's obviously not really set up for, a low horsepower, relatively slow top end bike like this DRZ. It'd still be fun in the corners, but not really what this bike is designed for. The GP track in Talladega, it's much better suited for a bike like this compared to Barber, and it is cheaper to ride out there as well. I think my track day is through Trackapalooza, is only going to cost $130. So that's, from what I remember at Barber, a fair amount cheaper than what I was paying to ride out there. I did do a parade lap, if you watched my videos. I did do a parade lap at Barber's on the SuperMoto, and it did make me want to take the bike out there, just for nostalgia, if nothing else. I have a 2006 WR 250F trail bike that I really like it. I've never had a dirt bike before, so it's fun to get out there and learn some stuff on it that kind of translates to the SuperMoto. But I have kind of tested the waters on Facebook and places like that, seeing if people with, old used 600cc sport bikes would be interested in a trade. because I'd love to get a track bike, even if it was just for track days, to get out at Barber, because I mean it's so easy for me to get a Barber. It's just down the road from where I live, and I love that track. So I'd love to get out there and have a bike that's better suited for a Barber's, but you know, it's just not in the cards for me to buy another motorcycle right now. So that one, you know, is obviously paid off. I actually traded a gun for that other motorcycle. I built a really high-end precision rifle and traded it for a dirt bike. And it's not going to hurt my feelings to keep the dirt bike, but if I found somebody that wanted a trail bike and would trade a relatively good condition 600, I would do it, just to get me something that would get me out on Barber again. And the 600 would be good at Little Talladega as well. I mean, it's got some straights. They built onto it some years ago. It hadn't been too long, and lengthened one of the straights, so it is a little bit faster of a track than it used to be. I've never ridden out there. I never did take the ZX-10R to Little Talladega, but I'm looking forward to riding out there. If you watch many YouTubers that do the vlog stuff, you may be familiar with Faith Riding Johnny, I think's his name, and I know he'll be out there at that same track day on his Grom, which kind of got me interested in that specific day, watching one of his videos. I didn't realize that they you know, do a mini group, not just intermediate, novice, and advanced. They do a mini group, and he'll be riding with minis, so I won't be on the track the same time he is, but hopefully I'll get to meet him in person. And seems like a really cool guy. I like the fact that he does a faith-based vlog. I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, it is good to be back on the bike. I kind of was risking it riding to work today, because I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of cloudy out here, and I saw a lot of rain but never actually got caught in the rain, so I just kind of happened to avoid it. But you know, it's been so long since I've been able to ride that I'd rather just get wet. I mean, especially on the way home. Getting wet on the way to work would kind of suck a little bit, but getting wet on the way home is not the end of the world. I've already seen a few bikes leaving work today, so I guess I wasn't the only one that risked it. You ever get the feeling that you're about to ride into a storm? Get over stupid. Well, that's what it sure looks like I'm about to do, is ride right into a storm. Oh man. I don't really care about getting wet, but I have at least 2 guns in my book bag because I'm leaving work. For those of you that know what I do for a living, that makes sense. Yeah, I got 2 guns in my backpack and a couple spare magazines and all kind of stuff, so I'm a little to the west of that storm. I'm not sure. It is moving southwest and I'm traveling northeast, so hopefully I can get around it. I don't see anybody coming towards me with windshield wipers running, so hopefully I'm past it, but it looks pretty gnarly over there. That's the crazy thing about Alabama. Look, bright, beautiful day, it's a storm. And I am going to get off at this exit because I'm going to see my daughter on the way home. So I bet you I'm going to roll right into this storm since it's coming towards me, get soaking wet, soak my guns down and have to clean them all the way, take them all apart, get all the water out of them so they don't rust. So I was just talking earlier on a video about how I had dodged the bullet with the weather. Oh man, look at that. That's gnarly looking. I mean, that's not just rain, that's a storm. Decisions. Maybe I need to go home first and get my truck and come back and visit my daughter, because this looks like a straight up stormity storm. At least this curve is not wet yet, because that would be unfortunate. This is a great curve, even though these trucks are ruining it. Oh, it is wet over here, so it has already rained over here. If that is indeed moving southwest, there's not much of it that's still north of me. I'll just risk it. I think I'm past most of it. I don't have to go all the way past Trussville to Argo to my house just to get a truck and turn around and come all the way back to Trussville. So here's hoping I don't get wet. Well, so much for not getting wet. As you can tell, the wind's blowing pretty bad. The rain's kind of like going sideways, and of course Mamaw in front of me is going 2 miles an hour. If I could just get past these two cars. I hate it when cars do this. I call it holding hands. Driving side by side the same speed. Somebody slow down, somebody speed up. Get out of the way. I'm normally not a road rage person, but it just bothers me sometimes how people are totally oblivious to the world around them. Especially when they get behind a 4,000-pound chunk of metal. All of a sudden the rest of the world outside their windows disappears, which is probably the worst time that you could like tune everything else out, is when you're in command of a large chunk of rolling steel and aluminum. So the wind is way worse than the rain is. I guess what I'm saying is, as bad as the wind's blowing and as stormy as it looks, the rain isn't really all that bad. I'm not soaked yet. I'm wet, but I'm not soaked. I would like to let's go with this green light, because I'm really close to where my ex-wife's apartment is, so that I can go see my daughter real quick, ride out this rain, and hopefully miss the worst part of it. Oh, of course you're turning.